Oh, you're dirty.
You're real dirty.
And you're old. 1977. I think it's time to get the doctor. The Record Dr. X. Hi, I'm Bob, and you, my friends, are back in the United States of analog. Welcome to our great nation of vinyl sterilization.
All right, that's a little weird.
Today we're going to talk about record handling, record cleaning, and specifically the brand new Record Dr. X, a brand new motorized record cleaning system at a pretty decent price. We're going to talk about that. We're going to debate that. We're going to demonstrate the unit. It's touted as the world's most affordable vacuum-powered record cleaning system. I think I got that right. It's right on the box. Put it in the comments below. Do you clean your records? Do you not clean your records? Do you not care? I think record cleaning is important to just about all record collectors. If you buy used records, think about it. You don't know where those records have been. You don't know who's handled them, how they handled them, how well they were kept. Your goal is to get them at a good price, get them home, and get them cleaned up. And try to elevate that sound to the next grade level or two, maybe VG, VG+. Even if a used record looks pretty good from the outside, you never know what's deep into the groove. So a record cleaner is almost a must if you're buying used records. But don't expect miracles. They're not going to take care of scratches and stuff like that. They're just going to get the dust and the grime out of the grooves. If you're buying new records, you're probably wondering, Bob, why do I have to have a record cleaner? I've got brand new records. But new records from the factory can be just as dirty. And the first record off the press may be completely different than the 1000th record off the press. You just don't know. And here's the other shocker. Record pressing plants are not like clean rooms. There aren't guys walking around in goggles and hermetically sealed white suits. Like I said, it's a factory and all that implies. Now, I've never been in a record pressing facility, and I'm sure they run the whole gamut from very basic to super modern. But in general, they are basically just factories. So the records that come out of there may have fingerprints, may have grime, may have dirt already worked into the grooves. It's always good practice to clean your records before the first playing. Now, in just a few minutes, we're going to move into my kitchen because that's where I like to clean my record. Number one, there's a lot of space. Number two, there's a lot of light. And number three, there's coffee nearby. On like a Saturday morning, I'll grab a handful of records and start cleaning. And a lot of times I'll pick the records that I think I might be playing later in the day. I'm going to slip into dad mode and ask you 3 questions. I have 3 requirements that have to be met before you start cleaning records. Number 1, are you mentally prepared? What do I mean by that? Are you in the game? Are you in it to win it? Cleaning records is going to require concentration and care. You're going to be handling those records a lot more than usual. If you're going to get in this cleaning game, you're going to be holding the records. There's going to be wet solution involved and all of that, and you just never know what might happen. You want to do this when you're alert, when you're awake, and when you're concentrating. Number 2, do you have the time to clean records? This is not something that you want to rush. And you also don't want to set up all your record cleaning gear, just to do a record or two. Number 3,
are you high?
If you answered yes, yes, no, then I think we're good to go. So earlier today, I went to Piranha Records and picked 3 used records. I normally don't buy used because it's kind of a mixed bag. This DJ copy of Bob Dylan's Live at Budokan. This is from 1978. This is a white label promo DJ copy. You can see these. I know I'm in radio, so I recognize these. These were put on by the record company to give to the program director, and the program director could check the boxes in front of the song titles that he thought were appropriate to the format. I know this is from AOR Radio, album-oriented rock. Yeah, in 78, I'm pretty sure disc jockeys could still smoke in the studio. I'm almost 100% sure somewhere in these grooves is a little bit of cocaine, if you know what I mean. That's just the way the business was back then. I did not partake myself, but hey, please hit that like and subscribe button. You'll really help my channel grow. The Monkees' greatest hits. I've never seen this cover before. Who doesn't love Paul and Michael and Davy Jones and Peter Tork? I don't think there was a Paul. And of course, I've already showed you iRobot. And this is a first pressing. I feel very fortunate to get this. It looked pretty clean, but looks can be deceiving in the used game. But I know it was a first pressing because it came with this sticker. They did have their share of static and pops and things like that, and we're going to see if the record doctor can remedy at least some of that. Again, we don't expect miracles. We just want to take maybe a very good record to a very good plus, and I consider that in the record cleaning game a win. Look at this. Oh man, I'm winning today. I'm winning. Let's clean some records. I like to keep a few other items handy, some microfiber cloths to wipe off extra cleaner, some rice paper sleeves, some clear protective covers for the album jacket. Sometimes I might use gloves to handle the records, and I keep a little label machine. As I'm cleaning records, sometimes I like to look at the dead wax to see if it's been mastered by someone very special, like a Bernie Grundman or a Bob Ludwig, rock stars of the mastering world, and I'll put a little initial label on the outside. So I'm going to narrate the record cleaning process with the Record Doctor X because it is quite loud and I need to warn you about that. Now, it's not going to pierce your eardrums or anything, but if you're going to listen to music later on in the day, you want to have fresh ears, you might want to put on some noise canceling headphones and just listen to some music while you're going through your cleaning process. It'll make it that much more enjoyable. So you take your record, side one up if you like, put it on the platter, put a few drops of the cleaning fluid, just scatter them around. I use, I don't know, 10 or 12 drops or so, and then I go ahead and start the motor. It's the smaller button, and I usually depress it on the side toward me. As the record starts spinning, I take that brush and I work that fluid into the grooves. Very easy. Then I might reverse the motor and work the fluid in a little more. You can flip the record. The bottom of the record is now going to be a little wet with that solution. You can screw the hub on at that point, then put more solution on the second side, which is now on top, and again, repeat that process. Once the fluid's worked into the grooves, you start the motor. That's the biggest switch. Then just gently move that arm over the record, depress it slightly, and then the vacuum will take hold. So you'll be vacuuming from the bottom with the Record Doctor X and the top at the same time. It's very efficient. Now, I just want to warn you again, you're going to be handling your records more than you normally would. And you've got to kind of slide the record in between that arm and the platter, and that platter also has a kind of a screw head that the hub screws onto. That's metallic, and it's going to ruin your record if you drag your record across it. So be very careful. There's plenty of clearance there, but I just want to make you aware of that. You might want to practice on some older records before you put your really good vinyl on there. You just want to get used to the system, get used to the workflow. Now, here's a pro move for you. After 4 or 5 rotations in each direction, I like to lift off the arm while the record is still rotating. That'll stop you from having that kind of slightly wet line across your record. You can always take your microfiber cloth and wipe off any excess. I also like to fully dry my records on a rack for a few minutes. And that's one of my very small disappointments with the Record Doctor X, that it doesn't come with a record cleaning rack. I think it would be super cool if they included some kind of like accordion 10-disc rack that you can put on your table, because I like to dry my records fully before I re-sleeve them, because records can mold. If you keep moisture in there and you pack those records away, records can mold. So you want to make sure they're completely dry. Now the question you've all been waiting for, does the Record Doctor X really work? Well, I think it does. I mean, it gives you peace of mind. It's one of those pieces of equipment that just gives you peace of mind, that you're doing something positive about your vinyl, that you're cleaning it, you're caring for it. It's all part of that mechanical process of vinyl that we love. I think you're going to get different results with different records. No 2 records are alike. They're all different. So keep that in mind as you're using it. I think the vacuuming process is very good. I think the liquid cleaner is very good. And the records certainly do look cleaner. I don't have an electron microscope to inspect how much debris is being lifted, but I'm assuming a fair amount. So that's it. It's really simple. Everything's included in the box to start cleaning your first records. The price is $600, and I'm bringing that to you kind of later in the video because I don't want to scare you away. Now, we all have different perspectives on money. You know, record cleaners run the gamut from $75, you know, those tank systems. The Record Doctor 6 is about $300, and this is $600 for a motorized edition of that. And I think it's well worth it because the next step up is ultrasonic, and that gets very pricey. And at that point, when you're talking about thousands of dollars, you have to kind of decide, you know, do I want to spend that much money on a record cleaner, or do I want to spend my money on records? That's like, an ultrasonic cleaner is like several years of your record budget just for the cleaner. So I think the Record Doctor is a nice compromise. It's motorized, it's convenient, it's fun to use, it's compact, everything is supplied at $600. I can't really complain. Is it too much money? Is it a good value? Do you clean your records? How do you clean your records? Some of you may just run them under the tap water.
Don't run them under the tap water.
We'll see you next time. Let's take care of our vinyl, okay? We want to have it for a lifetime. I'll see you next time in the United States of Analog. Hey, I almost forgot. The geniuses at YouTube have already selected your next favorite video. It's right here. All you've got to do is click it. Click it right now. You'll like it. 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 You'll like it.